Evening. My name is Colin Oswald with Oswald Digital Marketing. I'm just really excited to just kind of show you guys what we have to offer, as well as just some things that we want to make sure to change about your site. So, uh, as you know, we're talking about SEO, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys also like some of the keywords that we want to rank you guys for. You know how the process works, and just kind of be show some leverage into the SEO game and what we have to offer. But first and foremost, the biggest thing that we focus on is conversions. Conversions, if you guys don't know what that means, it's when a prospect comes to your site, it's like, okay, I want to do property management. Where do I go from here? Do I pick up the phone? Do I fill out a form, etc.? So I wanted to give you some examples of what your competitors are doing so that you have an idea of what we need to be doing as well. Because SEO is essentially doing exactly what your competitors are doing SEO-wise, and then optimizing a little bit better. And I'll get to that in a second. So first, I'm going to go to one company is called Touchpoint. I really, 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 really love this site because I already know that I'm searching for a property management company. I know I can see all their social media icons. I can see a phone number at top here. I know that they are property management, and this is a keyword. And they have SEO. They've had SEO done to the site clearly. Property management, Touchpoint property management in Charlotte. Yeah, so you've had SEO done, and they're ranking for property management. So you have the keyword here, and I'm pretty sure this is an H1 tag, which is it just basically says, "Hey Google, pay attention to this word." And if I'm not mistaken, let me see. Property management. Yep, property management. It's in the title. Property management. Yeah, exactly. So I already know off the top that they have the keywords in. You can only have one of these, by the way. You can't have like a bunch. But having this in here is a big deal. So it'd be great to have something like property management in Charlotte. A little bit of verbiage here. And then click here for a free analysis. Or go down below and fill out our form for free analysis. Having that in there is getting your prospects to take action. You want them to take action. You don't want them to come on the page and wonder, all right, how do I get information about this? Because this site's very bare right now in terms of having information on the when you at first view. I like to look at the first glance. So if just taking an example of your site versus theirs, like if I'm a client, if I'm a prospect and I want to get information, I want to give someone information or get information, it would be easier for me to be like, okay, I clicked on this site. Oh, I can fill this out right here. My name's Colin Osborne, blah, 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 blah. What am I doing? Am I interested? And I have all this stuff down here. I press submit. That's right. And right off the bat, you already have my info. But for you guys, I have to scroll here. I still haven't seen any information. Until I'm finally right here. And by then, you might have lost half of the possible clients that you have the ability to get right off the bat. So just wanted to get that information out to show you that like there is a conversion factor that we need to apply in order to get more high quality leads and not have people come to your page and leave. That's very important. On top of that, getting your social media up and running. So they have a YouTube, they have Pinterest, they have Google Plus, they have Twitter and Facebook, and those are all things that we plan on creating for you guys, anyways, for your social media journey. I can already tell they've had SEO done to their site because that right there. They're also on page one. They have all these social media accounts, and they have a conversion factor right here, and they probably convert. They're probably very highly convertible because of this. They have this, send your info, boom, they click that, and view pricing if they want to. Just having all this stuff available is very important because at first glance, you want to make sure that you grasp a client. You have that hook right away. You find a way to get their information somehow. So yeah, that's the first thing. Here's another client of yours. A competitor of yours. Now, to be honest with you, they don't really have that great of a site. This is really messy. I don't really like this. I had to look for a little bit to find the phone number right here. But they have the essentials when it comes down to it. They have their social media accounts. They have information at the top, which you guys due to it. You have the phone number, but having your email somewhere up top here would be great as well. Info at southernheritageproperties.com. That's very important because sometimes I just want to grab an email, send an email, and then be out and be on to the next thing. Let's see back here. But if I scroll down to here, it gives me some information about, if I want to rent a home or list a home, which is great. But realistically, a lot of people if I was a prospect, I would probably want to just pick up the phone and call someone instead of read all this information. But there are people out there that are going to, want to read this information. So it's good to have some content there. And the biggest thing is they don't necessarily have a call to action here, but they have something here which you can call and pull it out, and you can pull all your information out that way, and it's pretty visible for you to see. Contact us, bang. I can just click here, fill out my information, submit, and that right there, they have my information. The biggest thing is getting people to give you their contact information, because then at that point you control the sale. You can reach out to them as much as you want. Another thing, they don't have an SSL certificate, which isn't very good. Your connection to this site is not fully secure. So what probably happened is they have an SSL certificate, but there's something in this particular page that is still pointing towards HTTP. And that's just something simple that they can fix, but they haven't yet. But see, they have it twice on the page. So, we definitely can add this on to there. Having it at first glance, I can contact them right there, and then also contact them at the bottom. We can add that there so people can at least still have the ability to get in contact with you guys. Some of the keywords that we plan on ranking you guys for: property management, Charlotte, North Carolina, huge keyword, 1,600 searches per month. Cost per click is $8. This is a huge keyword for you guys, but it's also going to be one of the more difficult ones to rank for because everyone's trying to rank for this keyword. So we plan on starting out with best property management companies in Charlotte, North Carolina, to get you guys onto the front page a lot quicker. Still a high value keyword, still has a high cost per click, and it's still going to give you guys some value up front. Here's another keyword: Charlotte rental properties, Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, people are going to type this in, and sometimes they want to do rental properties, but it's also going to help because there might be another avenue of getting a client that way. Some people tend to associate different ways of thinking of how to find a company. So this is another keyword we plan to rank you for: Charlotte property management and rental services. Volume of 170 searches per month with a cost per click of $8.22. This is also going to bring some great value to your business just because it has a high value keyword. And this is what I talked about with you on the phone. When you have a high cost per click like this, now this isn't the highest I've seen, but when you have a high cost per click of $8 per click, Google is saying this is a highly competitive keyword and it's actually valuable. People are actually buying from this keyword. People are actually going in, typing this keyword in, clicking on the service, and actually taking an action to it. So that's why Google allots the cost per click, because obviously they want to make money off it. But SEO, we always look at this just to see how valuable is a keyword for this particular thing. Another thing, so a lot of people always wonder, I could do Google Ads and be on page one right away. But the issue is when people say that, I always like to tell them, how many times do you click on ads? And they'll be like, well, I never click on ads. I'm like, well, why would you pay for something that you never do? And then they get that makes a lot of sense. There is a population of percentage of people that do click on ads, but the amount of people that do go to the organic listing, which is everyone below the map pack, which I'm going to talk about afterwards, is where we need to be. Having all this stuff on here is going to be very, very profitable for you guys. Map pack listing. So what the map pack listing is when I type in this keyword, there are going to be 3 companies that show up on page 1 of the map pack because they have a good citation base. Now, we don't want to be these guys because they have a 2.8 star rating, but they probably have good quality citations, and citations are just basically directories. So, and some of these kind of overlap between backlinks and citations, but Facebook having an address on there, LinkedIn address on there, manta.com, what's it called? MapQuest, Yellow Pages, those type of links are what live citations are. So they probably have a decent amount of those. And that's why they're on page one. Even though they're not close to me, they're beating out this particular business right here. They're 0.7 miles away while they're 2.0. That's just because they have a better citation. Doesn't matter about the Google reviews because they're really not that great of a company. If they have 123 reviews and 2.8, and they have a 2.8 star. Hopefully, I'm not stepping on any toes here, but I would just say they need to fix this for sure. These guys do too, but they have a 0.7. They're 0.7 miles away from me versus these guys. So you can see that it's not necessarily just on a basis of how close you are. They do rank people in the Google Maps back. So another thing I wanted to get you guys to talk about, if I can go up here, is I'm going to have a video that kind of gives you guys an idea of what SEO is, and that's also going to be on there. And you feel free to watch it. I think it's very informational. It's a video that we created ourselves. But the best way to explain SEO is, people. If you're a consumer or prospect and you have a property that you bought, and I always like to explain this to everyone so they have an idea of what SEO is. But essentially, if you have a property that you bought and you're like, you know what, I really don't feel like dealing with this. I want someone to do it for me. I'm going to go on Google because I think it's like 49% of the global population of of people use Google. So that's 7.5 billion people divided in half, realistically, something like that. So you're looking at 3.7, if my math is correct. 3.78 something billion people that use Google. And by 2020, apparently it's going to go up to about 53% because more people are getting access to the internet. So anyway, so you decide, hey, I want to rent a property. I don't want to feel like dealing with it. So I want to go to get a property management company. So I'm going to go on Google and type in some type of keyword that deals with property management companies near me, property management companies, Charlotte, North Carolina, property management companies, Mint Hill, property management companies, Salisbury, North Carolina. So one thing I recommend is to have the home base be Charlotte, North Carolina. But if you want to also target companies in, let's say, Ballantyne or Salisbury or Mint Hill, Waxhaw, those places, you can have location pages. Let's see which one of the companies has a location page. Charlotte Property Management. I want to see if I can find one. Guess I can't find it right now. Let's type in property management. Let's do Matthews. So this is a low quality keyword, and this is something I recommend doing as well. It just depends on how you guys want to go with your business, but some I recommend too if you want to spread your hands across Charlotte and the surrounding areas, creating up a page. So it could be something like southernheritage.com/property management Matthews, North Carolina, and it'd just be something like this. This wouldn't be the home page. This would just be another location page that we call it. It wouldn't be listed here per se, like on top of here, but it would just be a page that's connected to your site. And you could list it down here like all the locations that we also manage. And this is also something that I recommend doing if you want to continue to grow. And if you don't, if you just want to start out in Charlotte and grow later on, then that's fine. Obviously, that's just something that I always recommend to my clients is just kind of having those different locations all over the place, like Charlotte, North Carolina, Matthews, Salisbury, Waxhaw, Davidson, Raleigh, etc. Anyways, so that basically, honestly, is it. I really hope I was as very direct and elaborate as I can. Once again, please ask me any questions. Here's another big keyword, actually, right here: property management company, Charlotte. This would be another big keyword right here for you. We're looking at 720 searches monthly, so that'd be another big keyword that we would definitely want to rank you for, and that could be something that's in as well. So this even has a bigger cost per click. So this would be a great value to you guys as being on page one. But that just obviously takes time. And this would be, once again, a business partnership between you and I. And I always say to my clients that please reach out if you guys have any questions. If you guys, need something done, or if you want me to add on, it's all part of the budget that we assigned. If you're like, hey, is it possible that you can get us more Google reviews? I'm not going to charge you extra for it. Be like, hey, can you add this to the site? I'm not going to charge you extra for it. I don't nickel and dime people. That's not something that I believe, because at the end of the day, it becomes annoying to the client when oh, well, if you need me to do this, then it's going to be X. It's like, no, I mean, if it's a small fix, I'm here to run a business, obviously, but I want you guys to be, satisfied with the product and look at me not only as a person who we're collaborating with, but as family. I like look at it that way. So I don't nickel and dime my people or any of my clients or anything like that. So if you guys need something done that's extra, if it's not super out of the way, or if it's not like, a huge ordeal, or doesn't cost a whole bunch of money, I'm not going to charge you. If it's like fixing stuff here or there, or, you guys want me to add a widget to your site, or, if I can do a Facebook chat bot or something like that, that's an easy fix. It's not something that we're not capable of doing. And that'll just be something that we can really go in there quickly and fix, stuff like that. But anyways, hopefully this was very helpful. Really, really excited to get you guys on board. I know I've been talking for a very, very long time, but, I want to get my point across that, these are some very, very large keywords. So once we do get you to page one, it's going to be hectic because there's going to be a lot of people calling you just based off of this volume right here. And another thing we like to do, and let me just go to, can I pull this up? To kind of give you an idea of just of the volume, just kind of an expected amount of inquiries. Let's go right here, 720. Oops, yeah. Now it's a keyword. And here's the big one. Okay, here we go. This is the big Mondo keyword right here. And this just means 1,600 people have searched this 1,600 times in the last month. So that's what I put that there too. All right, so basically how we calculate, and this really doesn't matter right now, basically how we calculate, what our estimated amount of calls, inquiries, et cetera, stuff like that, is we have something called a capture rate, which is you share a spot on page one. So realistically, you're not going to get every single person that comes on the page, mathematically speaking. It's very highly unlikely. But let me go to format insert function. No, that's not what I want to do. Sorry, I'm stupid with this. Oops. Sorry guys, 1 second. Let's insert function sum. Yes, okay. So we have something called a 40% capture rate. And realistically, that's about 40% of the people are actually going to be on page one. So let me go back here. I'm just doing some math real quickly. So 40% is 0.40 times 3040. So we look at the product being 0. No. You don't want to. Insert function. Yes. 1216. So 1216. So you'll have realistically 1216 unique visitors coming to your site once you're on page one for the keyword. And then we always like to say that just sales wise, you're going to convert 5%. At a minimum, just a conversion rate that we like to go with. So insert bound. So realistically, you're looking at about 60 potential people calling you and you're converting monthly, which is a very, very good sales conversion rate for your business, just being on page one for these specific things. And you're going to be very busy. Anyway, so I wanted to give you that information. Please feel free to reach out to me for anything, and then we'll be able to kind of take the next steps if the numbers work for you guys. That's all going to be in the contract that I have written out for you guys. Anyways, thank you very much. Once again, this is Colin Oz with Awesome Digital Marketing, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Thank you. Bye.